Welcome to the No Pressure, No Diamonds podcast, where entrepreneurs come to harness their struggles, doubt, fear, negativity, and setbacks. They place pressure on the blessing of adversity to become the strong, fearless, excited, passionate winner they were destined to be. A diamond.
Yeah.
Get it?
We going in, man. Well, guess what? We are back. We're back. My name is Alex.
You know your name, bro. You know
What's my name again, dog? Alex, right? My name is Alex Rose. I got my boy.
What's up? It's Thomas Solano.
Yeah, man. We're here in the No Pressure, No Diamonds podcast, man. I'll let you go and get it jumped off, man.
Bro, I'm pumped. We got a couple of guests today, right? So 2-for-1 special.
Yes,
And
sir.
I mean that with all respect, right? And so we got two gentlemen in here that are entrepreneurs to the core. We've had great conversation with them prior to hitting the record button. But we got Cyril and Ramy. And they have a family entertainment business, and they got a few different hats, and I'm not going to pretend to know all of them, and I don't know how much they're willing to disclose. So I'll turn it over to them. But it's good to have you guys, man. Welcome.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely, man.
Good deal. So who wants to kick us off? I know Cyril from playing ball at LA Fitness. The dude's a hooper, right?
This guy's
And I
always
was like-
at LA Fitness.
I was like, yeah, he's networking. He's
Yeah, is that what
networking.
it is?
I'll be calling him from home or from office or from work, and I'm like, "Where you at, man? I hear balls dribbling in the at the gym, bro." I'm like,
Yeah.
glad to
No.
have you here as a partner.
Hey, Cyril's out there balling.
Keeping it healthy, man. Keeping the blood flow going.
Better gym than strip
Yeah.
clubs or whatever else the hell I could get into.
Yeah, there's a million different distractions you can have. The gym's not a bad one,
That's
Ramy.
No, honestly not. It's cool.
Yeah.
I just don't
awesome.
have time for it myself right now.
I hear you. Yeah, so Ramy and I were chatting yesterday. I think we ended up talking for like 20 minutes, bro. When I hung up the phone, it was about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And man, I was just excited to have him here. I think you guys are going to get a ton of value from Ramy and Cyril. But Ramy, I mean, if you want to kick us off, man, tell us a little bit about how you guys came to be business partners, and maybe that first venture and stuff like that. A little bit of your story.
Crazy story. My wife got pregnant, and turns out his cousin was married, and his wife was pregnant around the same time my wife was. And he happened to reach out to me and say, "Hey, man, why don't you come to my baptism or baby shower?" And we showed up. Cyril's there, and we're like, "Yo, dude, what's up? How's it going? Long time no see." And we started talking, and then we realized that he only lived about half a mile away from us, out in Santa Clarita.
And you guys had never ran into each other?
Yeah. No, we've ran into each other through church basketball leagues, things like that. So we know each other. I know his family very well. And it just turned out to a weekly hookah session. And we would just sit back and talk. And he approached me a few times. I'm originally a GC. I do, general construction, remodel, design. And he was opening an insurance firm and also wanting to get into purchasing property and flipping. So not only we linked up as friends again, we had that mutual relationship as far as, growth and wanting to become successful. So it turned in one thing into another. And my initial goal in life was, when I'm sitting at home or I'm traveling or I'm sleeping, I'm losing money. I always have to be making money 24 hours a day. And I was always looking for something that could make me money while I'm asleep, while I'm away, smoking hookah, could be at the gym. Sitting here with you fine gentlemen, actually, we're making money right now on the clock. We have 25 employees running our operations right now.
Passive income.
Yeah.
Passive.
So
Gotta whisper it.
my first daughter, we would go to Westfield Mall, and we'd ride Peppa the Pig, those little
Peppa
animal-
Pig.
yeah.
Yep.
And then I'm like, wait a second, something right there, And I would go home. I got a daddy diaper bag, pick up my daughter, change her, go to the mall, grab a Red Bull. We'd ride, grab a notepad and pen, and for a year and a half, I sat and analyzed this business. Year and a half. My second daughter, Lucy, was born. I was on a big construction project. the house owner stiffed me. I called him when I was in the hospital, and I'm like, get your ass over to my house as soon as I get out with Kathy and the girl, and we're going to become millionaires. And he was like, what? What are we going to do? And I'm like, we're going to rent animals. And he was like, what the hell have you been smoking? I'm like, trust me.
Are you sure it's
Yeah.
just hookah?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like, just, if you trust me, come over. And he did.
Strong words.
And I explained it to him. I showed him numbers. And he was like, there's no effing way this is legit. This is not happening. I'm like, trust me. You're going to spend the night. Tomorrow, I'm going to go have breakfast. We're going to check out the mall. Literally, Saturday and Sunday, we went to the mall the entire day. We went and had breakfast. We rode, came back home, dropped
Wait,
off.
you rode Peppa too?
All of us. He even did.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Rode.
Just to get a feel for it.
Yeah. Dropped off the kids. We went back to the mall every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. And then at the end of the night, I had knew the cashiers, the workers. And I would just tell her, hey, can you please show us your daily sales on your POS? And she would show him. And then he's like, nah, dude, there's no way. There's no way. I'm like, dude, homeboy is 27 years old. He has a fat house in Glendale Hills, driving a Porsche. He must be doing something. Trust me. He has multiple locations, so let's get into this. And he went back home, thought about it, slept on it. Following weekend, came back again, crunched numbers again, went back. During the week, he would drive from Santa Monica, because he was also renting a place out there where he was doing work. And he would call me, I'm in Santa Clarita. What are you doing? Oh, I'm at the mall. What are you doing? I'm watching the animals. And literally within
this is so
2
cool.
short weeks, we put some money together. We opened a corporation, and knock on wood, right now we're on our 5th location, and we're planning on opening another 5, hopefully by middle of next year. And our business plan is scheduled to hopefully within the next 5 years to have 50 locations up and running, and we're trying to take over literally the entire mall industry. 100%. So we would be the original or the only amusement theme park operators. So we're planning on doing is one location of the mall. We'd rent out an entire quarter. We would put bumper cars, trackless train, animals, robots, and any different rides. We also are trying to get into rock climbing. We designed a rock climbing wall. So anything that brings an attraction into the mall. And a lot of families don't like to go to Disneyland every weekend, or it's just not possible. So we're able to bring you family-themed rides for $5 per person on any type of ride that you want to ride with.
Yo, that's so cool.
I want to go
love
back though. If we can go back a little bit, you said you sat in the mall for 1.5 years analyzing that business, and obviously you were talking about like the sales, like you got them to finally show you the POS and stuff like that. But what else was it that you were looking for? I just want people to understand the mind of an entrepreneur. Like, what was it that you were looking for specifically?
See, as an individual, all we see is flash. We don't literally take the time to do the homework. I see somebody driving a Ferrari, I automatically assume the guy is a multimillionaire and, it was handed to him, or, some scenario. You have to do the homework. You have to know the good and the bad. And it's always better to understand and know the bad before the good in any form of business. Because I wanted to know the highs and the lows. So in the mall business, you'd be standing there, dude, twirling your thumbs, man, for like 6 hours. You didn't even make $1. So I wanted to know why. I wanted to understand it. So basically, I'm a kid that grew up in the construction industry as a child. I was always wanting to be like my father. Ran it for 20 years professionally. So I've been in other businesses, but my entire life has been consumed with construction. So now here I am trying to take a leap into some new form of business I know nothing about. So how am I going to analyze it? I'm not just going to jump ship. I got a family to feed. I got bills to pay. I got a roof to keep over our head. So I can't just all of a sudden just jump ship. If I was young and single, I'd do anything. But now I have a family and I got to always put them in consideration, always put them first. So Mondays, I would say that I'd only make $100 in sales. Okay. Tuesday, sometimes it would only make 50. Wednesday, surprisingly, it could make 300. And then every day it was different and every mall was different. And then I learned that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was your largest amount of net sales, especially Saturdays and Sundays. So you're making
there's more foot traffic and
more
stuff, right?
foot traffic.
Yeah.
So then after analyzing it, I started researching insurance, what type of insurance we need, the amount of rents that it would cost, all the startup cost to find out if this is really profitable or not. And then I found out that a location will cost X amount of dollars a month to keep the doors open. So after I did my average net sales, I'm like, oh, wait a second, there's something here. So that's really why I had to analyze it for a year and a half.
Yeah, no, I get the reasons. But I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Cyril, what did you see, bro? Did you have a different perspective when you went in, or?
Oh yeah. So he's like the hardworking construction, right?
Right.
It's kind of funny. He goes from construction to kids' toys and shit. So he's more of the, I gotta 12 hours a day. I'm out there, hard work. If I'm not using my hands, if I'm not dirty, I'm not working. I'm more of the fuck that. Like, I'm just trying to chill, make a little bit of money,
and just dude. I love it.
Stack.
Right.
So when I first saw it, I was just kind of like, no overhead. Perfect. Fuck. I got to deal with employees, but I save money on some overhead. I don't have to be here every day. I got people working for me. Then typical mindset is, someone's going to steal from me. I'm like, what the fuck can you steal? $20? Take it. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm just looking at it. Can I do this in volume? Now, how much is it really bringing in for me to be able to do it in volume? Is it bringing in X amount of dollars on a horrible month, or however you want to calculate it, right? Horrible month. Okay. Cool. It is. I could take home $500, $1,000. I'm happy. Right? You could take home $500, $1,000. I'm not looking at, I can make $50,000 this month. I'm cool. I'll make $1,000 off this pure profit. Good. I'm in.
As long as you're not losing, you're saying.
I'm not losing, and I'm making $1,000.
Yeah,
All
and
in.
you're not having to spend your time.
I do whatever. I'm at the gym 24/7 getting buckets.
Getting buckets.
He really is.
He really is.
That's a fact, bro. Oh my god.
So I'm $1,000, right? Most people will be like, no, that's not enough money. I'm like, $1,000. And it only has potential, from what I see, to do
go
it
up,
better
increase.
and go up.
Right.
I can make $2,500 a month. All right, cool. I'm in. So now he's thinking like, oh yeah, we can get a couple locations, this and that. And I'm thinking, we can. I'm already thinking maybe 6 years ahead of what he's thinking operations, but he's thinking 6 years ahead numbers wise, if that makes sense at all. But that's just kind of how it worked out. Like, he's telling me, we can make X amount of dollars. I'm like, what the fuck? How? No. Right? In my head, I'm thinking like, could make this amount. Like, I'm coming in fractions to what he's coming in. Like, he's talking about you can make 60 million. I'm like, bro, you make like 2. Chill.
Well, the beauty of that is you probably end up landing somewhere in the middle because
He was
you have
right.
both paces.
He was right. But then, in my head, I'm like, yeah, but that's a headache, right? Like, bro, you know how many employees we got to deal with, bro? Like, I don't want to do that at all. Like, I don't want to get a phone call like, oh, this person gave me an attitude at the... So in my head, I'm like, how do we streamline this? I don't even want employees, to be honest with you, at all. Then it got to the point where it's not going to happen. So it's just, you got to bite that bullet. It is what it is. Then we got into a conversation literally 2 months ago where, bro, we're struggling financially after COVID. You know what I mean? We're trying to make it. We see what we have and we see where we could be. And on top of that, we're still, for what's happened, we're a profitable company. You know what I mean? Put anybody else in our shoes, I guarantee you they're losing their shit. They're not coming out of COVID. They're not.
Well, and you're right, because 600,000 small businesses didn't make it out of COVID.
They're not. And
are continuing to fall.
We're broke millionaires.
Yeah, it's
That's literally what we're at.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Because we've had a certain situation that just happened to us a few months ago where we're trying to do something and these guys are like, oh, they're broke. They don't have money. They can't. And in our heads, I'm laughing. I'm like, bro, I drive a fucking Honda Civic because I want to. Like, I drive more than you drive in a month. I probably drive in a week or less. 1,000%. So, on paper, we don't look like or I shouldn't say on paper. And, you know, come in shorts, driving my little Honda, look broke. You know what I mean? People not realizing I invested over $250,000 this past 2 months in pushing products because I'm trying to get these products. Products meaning our entertainment rights, so I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea.
You never know who's listening.
Watch out, Gavin. You know what? But that's a fine point, man. Because there's a lot of folks, and this is just in no matter what industry it is, man. People look rich and are broke.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? No. The real ones, you know, either look average and are either stacking, putting more profits into their business. They're, you know, focused on expansion. How do we get, you know, like you said, thinking 6 years ahead, 5 years ahead.
Scalability,
You know what I'm saying? Where are we scaling this? Where is this going? So just to see that from the beginning, and I want to ask a question. So did you guys start this business before COVID, during COVID? Okay,
before.
so it started before.
So it was before COVID, literally a year before COVID.
Okay.
As soon as we started our expansion is when COVID hit. So right when we were, I guarantee we were in a room a little bigger than this. This is funny. A little bigger than this. I mean, you guys are familiar with like Brookfield Properties. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking, we got VPs and directors and all these people in Brookfield are there talking about, all right, we're ready to sign 20 lease deals with you guys. And we're there like, okay, no. They're like, what happened? Why are you guys hesitant? We're like, there's going to be a worldwide shutdown in the next month or two.
How? Because you guys do it.
Hold on. Wait a second. Wait. Hold on.
They're like, this is what happens when you deal with.
Yeah, we're Nostradamus.
Yo.
So we sold them our image, and we told them that we are going to be delivering this ridiculous product, and they gave us the chance, and they were like, no, we're going to bank with you. So they called all their VPs, dude. They called everybody, their director. Everybody was in the boardroom. Everybody had their laptops, their notepad and pen, and they're just
It was a lock.
Yeah, it was a lock. It was going to be a massive rollout, right? And then we tell them there's going to be a worldwide shutdown. I kid you not, dude. Kid you not. Half of them got up and walked out.
No other questions, nothing. They're
That was
like,
it. They were
okay,
done
we're
there.
done.
They were done.
These guys are out their mind.
So this amazing woman named Emily, I won't share her last name, but she was like, yeah, okay, sure. Well, it was really nice meeting you, and we'll stay in touch. And we just got up and we walked out.
Have they reached back out?
Oh, dude, they're our best friends.
It gets better.
Yo.
Shutdown happened. They were all calling us.
We're talking about VPs and directors of the second largest real estate group in America. They're like, yo, so what's going to happen now?
Tell you for $1.
Yo.
And then, how did you know? And this and that, what's going to happen? And we just became superstars. And we told them, hey, listen, we completely understand how we sounded in that meeting, but we just want you to know we're not here to bullshit you. We're literally here to speak the truth. And until today, man, they stay in touch. We can call them directly. We don't even need to call leasing managers anymore. We even need to call them all anymore. We can just call the directors. We have them all on speed dial. And that lady, Emily, she moved over to Simon's. She shot out an email to me a few months back. She's like, hey, by the way, I'm with Simon's. I would love to have you in our malls. And we already locked in 5 deals just with her.
That's what happens, man. We just got your foot. being aware. That's in it, and being willing to, being willing to almost basically like, dude, I don't know if we're about to lose it all. I don't know what's about to go. I don't know, but we gotta let them know what's going down. Because you guys could have been like, all right, cool, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Yeah. And then,
no, we would have lost, man.
Oh my goodness,
it would have been it.
Yeah, it would have been done.
You're talking about close to at least $250,000 a month in leases.
So now we would have lost.
Yeah, that's all. Oh my gosh,
we would have change our identity.
Fled the country.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
Would have been marrying people for money.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a trip, man.
Yeah,
that's a trip, man. You talk about the biggest bullet.
See, that's what we've been doing since we've opened, bro. I don't even think it's dodging bullets. This is not even called dodging bullets. This ain't the Matrix.
You're in the. I was about to say the Matrix.
This is literally any good entrepreneur or any person that just knows how to operate in life understands how to adapt to that situation or that environment, right? Evolution, however you want to look at it, you gotta adapt. The second you can't adapt, that's it. You can't make it.
Well, here's an interesting thing, though, because you guys are so involved and in the loop, and you've seen it coming because you were like, you had this. What is, I think, one of the number one skills is follow up, right, and trying to follow through. Number one skill of entrepreneurs. But because you had that, you had not necessarily the foresight, but there was an awareness that stuff was going to happen. Whereas other people, and I think where you were going with this is some people would have been like, only thinking of the opportunity. Like, well, what if this actually doesn't happen and it turns around? And they'd be so caught up on the bigness of it. You know what I mean? Where you guys, and I think that's what's impressive, is you were willing to like take a step back, look crazy to a room full of people that you want to have relationships with, because you had an awareness and understanding, and that goes way beyond just trusting your gut, right? Sure. Which is another skill. Sure. But I mean, you guys obviously ended up making the right decision, but it was because you had the data to make that decision.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Noah looked crazy until it started to rain.
Yeah.
I mean, you always have to have a roadmap.
Yeah.
Back in the days before GPS, you would literally pull out a roadmap and
Thomas Guide,
right? And then you would go ahead and that's basically how you navigate your way through, one destination to the next. And basically, you need to have your own roadmap set for the company and its future. And then as you're setting that roadmap, you cannot always go based off of your own emotions. You actually have to be more analytical, very dedicated to using all types of statistics, and just stay true. And then, look, when you're a little kid, when we were little kids now, you can't even smack them and get arrested. When we were a little kid,
I must have a couple of warrants out for my arrest.
Same here, man.
My kids get it.
But if you were little, dude, and you did something wrong, somebody would smack you on your hand, right?
Yeah.
But as an adult, there's nobody there to smack you on your hand. Nobody there to correct you. So you have to learn and be very dedicated on how to correct yourself or allow your business partner to correct you.
That's it. You know what? I wanted to dive into that too, about having a business partnership and how important constant communication is.
God, dude. Oh my God.
That's everything. If you don't communicate, or if you don't understand how to communicate with that person, not just business, but like life in general, shit ain't gonna work.
No.
Like, he's a hothead, right? And when he gets into his hothead moments, depending on the moment, he's gonna get a reaction out of me. But how I react depends on that situation and that moment. So if he's having like one of those moments and I'm just kind of like, hey, bro, you need to calm the fuck down right now. But it's in a certain environment. It could backfire. It could go my way. But I need to understand and analyze that situation. But he knows at the end of the day that I'm always coming from a good place, and vice versa. Like, if he checks me on something, like, yo, you fucked up. You shouldn't have done this, or you shouldn't have said this. Hey, all right, you're right. It's my fault.
So basically, it's when you're going out with a girl, man, or you're going out with a significant other, you know, you're dating. You're getting to know what are their likes, what are their dislikes, you know. And like he said, I'm crazy, man. If you tell me to jump off the Empire State Building right now, I'll say, let's do it. Let's do it. This dude would be like, nah. Am I going to make money off of it first? And if I can get a stunt double to
then
do
I'll
it
pay
for me,
profit off the
and then
stunt
I
double.
can
Let's run
chip
it.
it and I'm sitting down or I'm at the gym playing ball, I'll do it. So when we would be at the mall,
Oh, gosh.
oh, dude, I'd be running back and forth and back. We'd give instructions, man. Left hand's brake, right hand's gas. This is a horn. This is your throttle, and you let the rider go, and they haven't even drove 5 feet, and they fucking crashed into the wall. I'm like, are you serious right now?
These are licensed adults.
and teenagers. Like, this is the future of America.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm running. And homeboy's just like,
They'll figure it out.
just dazing right, or just staring right at me. And I'm like, what the hell's your problem, bro? She's like, just leave him alone. I'm like, how can I? And it took major bumping heads, but like he said earlier, you really have to know where you're coming from. So I knew where his head and his heart was, and I knew it was always for the company, and so was I. It was never, it has to be my way. It was never secular or singular. It was always, we work for the company, we represent the company, and we are thriving for the company. So if I have to bow down and it's going his way, it's going his way, dude. It's just in a regular relationship.
So the company is its own entity,
Yes.
and you guys are working it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean-
and at first it was a baby.
Yeah.
And we just literally
Nurture.
nourished it
Yeah.
and grew it.
And I think that's where people really, everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, right? Oh, you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business. Like, why does that excite you, bro? Like, it's not what you think it is. Everyone thinks like, oh, you have your own business, you do whatever you want. It's like, nah, like the business owns you. At the end of the day, bro, you work 9 to 5 and you're out that motherfucker. Out that bitch. I'm 24/7, and if God happens, anything happen, I'm liable. You're literally, wash your hands, you're done. No one's gonna bother you. You got your weekends off, you got your vacation pay. If the company doesn't eat, I don't eat. If my employees don't, we just hired a director who gets paid more than we get paid yearly.
We started off.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Think about that. Our director makes more than we make. Are you willing to do that to start a company? Are you willing to not be the first one to eat at it?
Ooh,
That's Gary V's philosophy, man, and I love it.
Yeah.
fire, bro.
So like on Sunday, it was my 42nd birthday, and he called me, and he's like, "Yo, there's some bikes in Temecula that are broken down. I need to go up." He literally drove, and turned out it was some technical stuff that we needed some codes. We had to reach out to China. He got a place, spent the night out there, waited. I reached out to China, sent them the serial numbers of the bikes. We got them, forwarded back. He woke up, drove back to the mall, dialed them in, got them running, then drove back. And that's just how it has to be. So there's times where I'm putting in 100 hours and he's putting in 5 hours. Never once have I said, hey, I take more than you, no. Because there's times where he's covered me for like 2-3 months when I was doing what I had to do with my family. But he always knew if he had to pick up the phone, I was always there. And I was handling other things also as well. And
True partnership.
True, man. The epitome of partnership right there, bro.
this guy is the only person that has the keys to my house. He has access to all my bank accounts. He's the only one allowed into my house around my wife and kids when I'm not home. That's the level of trust. So partnership has to go that way. When you have about $250,000, $500,000, $600,000 plus sitting in your bank account, I know dude is not going to be going to the strip club in Vegas and just partying, be like, hey, we're loaded. No, he doesn't. I know what he eats. I know how he dresses. I know where he goes. I know it to the T. And he knows what I'm about and where I go.
You're one.
Yeah. We're one.
You move
We're
as
one.
you move as one.
We're one. We're one. And we argue. But there's a great level of respect and integrity with that argument. Because we're trying to express our views and how we see things. And he's trying to explain his vision, and I'm trying to explain my vision. Sometimes we take both visions, collide them together, and just create something new, or we just say, fuck it, we're not going to use both of our ideas, we're going to do something different. Or I'll step down on this one, you take the lead. Win or lose, I got your back. I got your back. Because I'm not going to only get you on the winning. Well, if you lose, I'm going to lose. So win or lose, I got your back. We're a team.
So did you play team sports?
No.
You did.
Like just at the gym, yeah.
Oh, okay. You never played organized like team sports? I was wondering if, I mean, obviously you guys got a great relationship, but I was wondering if there was a correlation between...
So, basketball is definitely my, right? So everything I try to explain is through basketball. I just get it, and it makes sense, right?
Life overlaps,
like
in so many ways with
think
sports.
of any good organization. The owner gives all the power to the people that need to have power. That's the difference between the Lakers and the Knicks.
Right.
Why? Both big markets. How come one has 16 championships and this guy has 4? Ownership.
Empowering your people.
Well, you let them play the roles you hired them to play, right?
Exactly.
And you can't be cheap, right? Like I just mentioned, our director gets paid more than us because we understand where we're going. It's
The return.
cool.
The return.
And at the end of the day, the more we make, the more they'll make. Right? There's going to be bonuses and so forth. So you got to let them work. You got to let them. You're hiring them for their talent, right?
Right.
That's like me getting Steph and telling him, you can't take more than 6 threes a game. I'm an idiot. Why am I paying him? Same thing.
Yeah, unleash them.
You got just let them do that. They're going to make mistakes. And then, she already made a few mistakes for us. It's cool. We're going to learn. We're going to work it through. This is what we want done. This is how we want it done. This is who you talk to. This is who you don't talk to. And then a lot of the times now she'll come back, hey, I want to do A, B, C, and D. Is this okay? To the point where I'm just like, just stop asking. Just go do it. Like, just leave me alone.
I'm playing ball.
We trust you.
Yeah.
We believe
She
in
now
you.
knows to call after 3:30. Because a couple times we called, we hear the damn ball dribbling in the court, and we're on the phone, and she's talking to us, and like, he's at the fucking gym again. And and then he follows it in sports, and then what I did. Again, like I was telling you guys earlier, I was very, very fortunate to come across some extremely wealthy people, and I've been in their homes and did a lot of work for them in construction. And then the internet came in, and YouTube took over my life. Literally took over my life.
In what way? You're talking about like for your personal development?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because now I'm able to watch all these different entrepreneurs and gather bits and pieces of information. I've been an entrepreneur.
For free.
Yeah. I've been an entrepreneur since I was little. I mean, I was selling candy in junior high. And as I was growing, I just had businesses. So I've always had that mindset since I was a young age. But I knew it from the streets. I dropped out of college. So I never had the chance. My family was homeless several times. So I never had the proper education. And, I was always told you're going to be stupid, you're going to be a failure, this and that. And I think that gave me the fire. And the drive. At first, I always wanted to prove everybody wrong. But now at this age, I'm like, I really don't need to prove shit to anybody other than myself. So
So you prove yourself right.
yeah. prove myself right with my vision. And thanks, honestly, to YouTube, it really did shed some light. That place is my go-to when I want to extract any form of information, from big or small, and I would literally sit days on end and didn't care. At a certain point, I had to stop. I cut everybody out, and it was just literally at home when I was still single. It was just literally chocolate cake, water, soda. I had my me moments, man. It was literally, I would go get a full-on baby day. I would baby myself. It would
Treat yourself.
Treat myself. It was a mani-pedi, a haircut, body massage, and facial. Go pick up my humongous ass Oreo cake, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's all I did, is sit at home, watch YouTube all freaking day, and it would just jot down, and what didn't make sense to me, flip it, move on to the next, one that resonated, save it, and then I would Shazam it or lock it in my phone, so that way when I'm in the car, I can memorize it and keep memorizing it, and it really helped me out on where I'm at today. And I already know my future. Like, I already know where I'm going to be in 5 years from now. Like, I already showed him my house that I'm going to buy in like a couple of years. I even called the realtor and told him, yo, I know you want to sell it now, but in 2 years from now, when I can't afford it, I'm going to come to your office, I'm going to make you a sizable offer, and you're going to go to the person that you sold it to, and you're going to give them the check, and you're going to tell them 30 days and they're out. I'm getting this house. He's like, you really want this house? I'm like, yes, I am. I'm going to get this freaking house. I'm going to put horses on it for my kids, and I'm going to put a racetrack on it for us, and we're going to have a blast. And
y'all fired up right now. You feel that? I'm like,
power of
y'all
vision.
feel it. I'm feeling. I'm just, bro. I don't even know how to get goosebumps, bro. But I think I'm like,
You there?
you know what I'm saying?
He's like this all the time.
Is it
That's
so
fire,
so
bro.
when you, I mean, we can feel it, right? There's energy to it, obviously. So how much time do you spend, if you do, on the manifestation of? Is that a manifestation practice?
It's all day.
Okay.
It's all day.
So they're not understanding the big picture, because I don't want to say big picture. So this man was in a monastery for 5 years. Let's just put that out there.
Like as a monk?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
wasn't a monk, but I lived with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you want to explain. Yeah, because his face says it all. Maybe you want to explain that. part.
Because that's like
before.
the visualization,
Yeah.
bro, and just
So-
the
So I've always wanted to be very successful, but Cali's in my heart, man, and Cali portrays this lifestyle, and when you grow up, ride or die, West Side, West Coast, you're feeling Tupac, you're feeling Snoop, you're feeling Dre, you're feeling all these cats, and you're living this lifestyle, and you want to be big, you want to be flashy. And I lost a sense of who I am. I lost a sense of my childhood. I lost a sense of connecting with God. No disrespect to anybody on any religion. I grew up in church, man, and I loved it. Nothing happened in church to push me away from it. Life itself, in wanting to succeed, dragged me away from it. And I was trying to succeed living the LA lifestyle. And it got to a point, man, where depression kicked in and suicide kicked in, and because there was nothing, it was all lust, man. It was just
substance.
There's no substance, man.
Yeah.
And you weren't like really grounded. You was just living for that moment, you know what I mean? And there was more lows than highs, and there was always like this gray cloud just hovering over you. And one of my boys, I was doing a project for him, and he was like, hey, the monastery just called me, which we have a Coptic monastery out in the desert in Barstow. And I was like, dude, I've totally forgotten about that place. And he's like, do you want to come with me? They want some work done. I'm like, yeah, sure. Went over there, man. Changed my life. Just a few things happened, man. Even if I share it today, people are going to be like, yo, that's crazy. That's whatever. But I felt something there. And I just wanted to get away. And one of the biggest emotional feelings that I received was, I was there, broke as a joke. Market had tanked. Everything was gone. And not a single person asked me for $1, what I do, who I am, who are my parents, what kind of degree I have. They treated me as an equal. And kept going back and forth. And then I went up to the abbot of the monastery, and I'm like, I want to stay here, man. You know, God blessed me with an amazing talent, and I never gave back. So I'm going to do what the Bible says. And I sold all my belongings. I had a freaking boat that wouldn't even fit in here, dude. I had a Formula One boat, 454 motors, 1,500 gallon fuel tank.
Damn.
It was a cigarette. And sold that, sold everything, took all my tools, went over there. Here you go, dude. Shed some light, because I need to connect to who I was as a child, because I lost it. I veered off track heavily. And one day after 5 years, I did 3 years straight, would not leave. And then the last 2 years was just on and off. I was still debating, am I really supposed to come back? Is my calling to be a monk? And finally got my answer in the last 2 years, and came out and met my wife, started having kids, and here I am. I'm always doing extremes. I never mellow out.
But I think that's where the whole the manifestation, thing
visualization, because I mean, because when he was saying that, it's so specific, which is very important for people to be specific if they want something.
100%.
You got to be honest with yourself. You know when you're lying. You really do. You know when you're bullshitting. You know when you're not supposed to eat what you're supposed to eat. You know everything. You know the facts. The facts are there. They've always been there. And you could easily find facts. Okay? I'm not talking about somebody just came out and just started throwing out some bullshit. But no, factual information is there. Let's just say, for example, I'm telling you Cyril's wearing a pink shirt. That's just straight up bullshit, and that's a lie when he's not. But there's people there that don't like to go ahead and be honest with themselves, even though if they're in the wrong. You have to be able to really correct yourself. You have to shame yourself. And when you do that, that's when you're really going to be able to kind of head in the right direction.
But that's so interesting, man, because I didn't realize it the first couple of times, but I 100% relate to that, because anytime I've had a shift, I've literally stood in front of the mirror in the bathroom and just let myself have it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, you're full of shit. Right?
Exactly.
Like, just lay into myself, looking right back at my reflection.
Exactly.
And then there's a shift.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. I think a lot of our entrepreneurs too, especially people that want to get into entrepreneurship, people are, want to transition. They may be coming from a career background and now they want to transition. Lying to yourself is a big deal. Like when you say you did work, but what happened to, like, what did you, when you look back at your day, what did you really do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know when we did some work, when we didn't do work. Sure. And then you're lying to yourself, and then, or when your wife asks, hey, how'd your day go? What'd you do? And you're like, oh yeah, I did. And then she looks at you like, oh, fucking God, I ain't do.
She's like, did you do this? I'm like, nope.
Ooh, right. 3 in a row?
Yeah.
Ooh, strike.
Yeah.
And live shit. Yeah, dude, when you have a job, you do your work, you get paid. There's management, there's upper management, etc. Now you become an entrepreneur. There's nobody there to check you, man. There's nobody there to correct you.
You got to boss yourself.
You got to boss yourself, dude.
You might do work and not get paid. for a while.
For a
Matter of fact, you will do work
long
and not get
for a
paid.
long time.
There's no light in that one. You're going to work and pay.
You know, like on the pay, you know, what's funny is we both push each other to go get out a new car. I'm always talking shit about his car. He's always talking shit about my car. And we're pushing each other to go get new cars, and we won't. My wife has the new Cadillac Escalade, which is cool. Not the new one, but she has a new one. It's very nice because we have 3 kids and car seats and whatnot. My car is beat to shit and T-boned. The passenger doors don't even open. Now the passenger window doesn't even freaking roll up. So when it's raining, I'm driving, and there's no windshield wipers that are working. I literally have to stick out my hand. I stick my hand out, and I'm wiping it. And he's looking at me like, dude, that's embarrassing. I'm in that car smiling. Because I know for a fact that one day I'm going to be driving a sick-ass Ferrari down the road with my wife or my daughters with me going out to just grab a burger, dude. I know that. So I'm sacrificing now. I don't need to show. I could have literally put on the flashiest watch. I could have put on my flashiest diamond ring for my wedding band. But what am I here to deliver?
You're here to deliver a life to your families, which you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This ring costs $20, dude.
You know, I'm
beat the shit. Yeah, I'm always working. So I don't need to put on my $10,000 diamond ring to... What is it going to do for me?
Well, it's funny how people define success, right? Like, and they don't actually define it, but they have a perception of what it looks like. And we have a mentor. Remember, have you ever heard Sean tell that story about going up in the hills and doing this appointment? And he pulls up. He's driving like a '72 El Camino, and the dude's like, hey, why would I listen to you about financial stuff? I'm clearly doing better than you. I have a nice house. I have nice cars sitting in the driveway. You pull up in an El Camino. And my mentor asks him, well, if you had to write a check right now, what would be the biggest check you can write? And he said, you seen the dude's mind kind of going, and he's like, I don't know, maybe like 30,000. He's like, 30,000? He's like, that's the biggest check you can write? He's like, yeah, you're not doing better than me. The cars, the material things are not a true reflection, right? It's what can you do in that moment?
Yeah, like he was saying, there's some people that were calling us broke just a few short months ago.
Till this day, probably.
Yeah, yeah. But we literally spent about $250,000 wire transfer to China.
That's cash. No credit card.
Yeah.
No, that's cash after COVID.
So it's that image. Everybody falls for it, and reality TV, man, is pushing that out.
Media, right? Like when people fall in love, like you were mentioning, I think before we started recording, people fall in love with the idea of entrepreneurship because they're looking at somebody's chapter 20.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And they don't understand what it actually takes. You said, like, dude, it's not attractive.
Well, to be honest now, with social media, right? Since you guys brought it up, there's so many different scenarios that could be going on. I mean, someone could say, oh, yeah, my corporation makes $1 million. They don't know if that shit's fraudulent or not.
Right.
And you can easily fraud that shit. Easy. You know what I'm saying? So... What do you really... You're not getting the full story. And you'll never really get the full story until you know the person.
No, yeah, you're getting the highlight reel.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the half of it's bullshit.
I got... One of my boys is... I can't tell you that... He's one of the biggest shoe resellers in the world. You'll never tell. Never tell. Ever in your life. And I'm talking about PJ Tucker. Those type of people. Yeah. That's... You'll never in your life see it.
Yeah, I walked into his office one day and he was like, have you seen those new Airwalks? I'm like, what are you talking about? And those, that one movie,
Back to the
Future. Yeah. He had 4 of them. 4 or 5 of them, something like that. And he's like, yo, that's about $250,000. And I'm like, for what? And I had no idea really about that, how shoe industry is, you know, like that. And
dude, they've monetized the shit out of sneakers.
Yeah, and then we walked.
This is nothing.
Yeah, no, I know it's been going for a while.
See, homeboy, straight up shorts, flip flops.
Didn't even have shoes on.
Sometimes dirty Yeezys. Yeah.
If he doesn't have to.
And just low key, no jewelry, no nothing. Never talks about it. Insane amount of properties. He literally sells shoes around the world.
Well, dude, I mean, that's how you keep people away, dude. Like, and that's how you keep it for sure. But you remember that movie American Gangster?
Yep.
Yeah.
That damn coat.
That damn coat, bro. It's what did him in.
Yeah.
Burn that mud, but it's too late.
Yep.
But it goes back to from like social media is you got to keep the reality of it, like you were saying. There's no reality to it. People they're lost in it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're with real people that really have it, entrepreneurs, they'll never show it. You know, how many people are out there really flaunting what they have that really have it?
Very few.
Tells you
I
something.
was
I
was always told the loudest guy in the room is the guy that's full of shit, and he's the poorest one. And then sometimes growing up, I would see some of these property owners that my dad would do work for. You wear the same damn shirt, same pants, same everything every single damn day. Man, it was 1 year, 2 years. And I'm like, how is this guy owning half this block on Melrose? Like, why? Like, how? This guy should be wearing something new every day. Driving the dirtiest Mercedes-Benz, back those big old school body Benzes. Never washed. Just at the fill-up gas station when he's filling up, just to wipe down the windshield and in the back, and then that's it. And he didn't want to bring the attention. And
it keeps people honest too, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Like not just that person, but the people
Around.
Yeah.
keeps them
Cyril,
honest, bro.
Cyril honestly is really doing this for me. He hates being
for me, bro.
Yeah. And he was like, honestly, man, I'm doing this for you. Like, this is something because I know you've been wanting to do this. Because I really want to see how far I can take this, you know? And it's not for flash. It's to, like I was telling you, man, you know, there's a lot of people out there that don't know where to go, what to do, things like that. And they feel lost. And then one guy told me one time that there's about 350 million people in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me there's not one person out there that can help you out? Do the math on it. So it's like, okay, no, there really is. There really is. So whatever situation that you're in, basically you're the one that allows yourself. Sometimes there's too many different extremes. It's too many scenarios. But you're in a world today and in a society today. If you're in a situation, check out, bro. Check out. A lot of people have that fear, and they've been belittled and called stupid or ignorant or whatever. Check out. Run. Leave. Move. Get out. Better yourself. And if you want to better yourself, work 3-4 jobs. Work 3-4 jobs. But just don't keep using these damn excuses. Oh, it's because I'm poor. Oh, I'm in this poor neighborhood. No, man.
Cards are stacked against me.
I grew up in a poor neighborhood. Family were migrants. My dad, very stubborn. Love the guy. Still do. You know, he's my everything. But an old Egyptian dude that came straight fresh from Egypt did not like women bosses. You know, and
that's culture.
Yeah, that's culture, bro. Right. That's culture. And he would just up and quit. You know, and he would bump heads with his supervisors. And then shit out of luck. Like, okay, well, we're just gonna be sleeping in the car for a couple months. So as a kid, man, you're like, there's no hope. And statistically, it would say and show that this guy's gonna end up on drugs. This guy's gonna end up in jail. He's gonna end up somewhere other than the other side. And just grew up like, I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. You know, Martin Luther King was the one that literally shared his dream with the entire world. And you take that dream and you make it a reality. And it takes a lot of work, dude. It takes a lot of tears. It takes a lot of getting to know yourself. It takes a lot of abuse. takes a lot of falls. It takes a lot of mistakes. It takes a lot of money.
No pressure, no diamonds.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's-
Like those robots that we had bought, the first one, this is $60,000 loss. 60 grand out of our pocket. What do we do?
Recycle them.
Exactly.
That's exactly what we did.
That's exactly.
That's what I would have
done.
Yeah.
Trade them in.
Great minds. Yeah.
Trade them in.
Yeah. And
Still take that loss, but a little loss is better than a big loss.
Yeah.
Sure. But you're going to lose, and you're going to lose big. But if you can dream it, you can visualize it. Like this perfect portrait. This is a picture, but like Picasso, man, that whoever can literally illustrate a wonderful and beautiful drawing, they actually saw it before you and I even got to see it.
Yep.
Right? It was all up here. So you literally got to be your own Picasso. You got to literally draw that and literally visualize it and then just keep going at it.
Yeah, we've had a mentor say, build it 3 times. You build it in your head, you build it on paper, then you go out and you actually build it.
Yeah.
I can't draw for shit. I can't, dude. But I can already visualize whatever I wanted to visualize.
Yeah.
And he's seen my work.
Well, yeah, but your renderings are of what needs to happen, the process,
Sure.
right? The statistics, the data, all of that. So that, I mean, that's art in itself.
Yeah.
For what you do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, in this process, man, I know we're going to finish up in a few. Now, what did you guys learn about yourselves going through the kind of the entrepreneurship journey? Like, what are maybe a couple of things you guys probably learned about yourself that you didn't know before? That you either like, man, I don't believe I was able to dig that deep. I don't believe we were able to do such and such, or a couple of things you kind of learned about yourselves.
I don't like to give in. I hate it. It's my way or the highway. But this son of a bitch has made me give in. And
Has that benefited you a couple of times? Multiple times, I would
no.
assume. Okay.
Hands down, I bow down to him, and I respectfully, like, he doesn't share emotion, and from time to time, like when something happens, I text him like, yo, bro, I love you, bro. Like, and I really genuinely love you as a brother, because he's helped mold me and change me, because I was only singular, man. I'd conquer the world by myself. I lost, it was by myself. But now I have another person I was responsible for. I always still feel responsible for him, even though he's responsible for himself. But he's on my boat, and I'm on his boat. That's how I look at it. It's both of ours. But if I'm grabbing that wheel, I never used to like to let go. I'm the one that's going to do 190 down this road, whether you like it or not. And then he came on board, and it's like, let go of the fucking wheel. Just give
There's
it
a
to me.
glacier right there, bro.
Yeah. So I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot. I learned how to give and honor and respect his opinion and what he says, and I've learned a lot.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
Trust.
Yeah.
It's big, man. That's the biggest thing in it, is you trust. As for me, honestly, it's simple. Like, he's more the in-depth guy. He'll get real deep with you. Man, sometimes you just got to be grateful. You look back at it, like I told you, like, man, there's sometimes I'm just, man, how the fuck are we paying this lady more than we're getting paid, bro? Fuck, man. I'm not eating shit. And then you just look back and be like, well, I can do whatever. It gets tight with the money sometimes. It gets real tight, man, real tight. Where the biggest thing, man, I'll get on them. I'm like, bro, fuck, we've leveraged too much. We're leveraging too fucking much, bro. We gotta chill. And I just kind of gotta. He said, I want to do this. Trust me. Fuck it. All right, come on, let's go. Did it, and then just. Damn, like, fuck, we're covering a $10,000 a month fucking overhead, and we're still kind of making money. All right, cool. Like,
Per location.
We you can still turn a profit, and it's slow season right now, and there's
holidays are right around the corner, bro. You better
It's about to go up. It's about to go up right now.
When
rent increases too, though, huh?
Yeah.
Depends.
Give or take.
Yeah.
At the end of your lease, it's like 2-3.
They predicted COVID, bro. Rent ain't going up.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Well, dude, I know at the town center, because I used to work there at the. That was like my first job, and man, I remember the Gap because they had 3 locations. Dude, during the holiday season, it was in their contract. It would triple the rent during the holiday season for like 3 months, 4 months.
That's so disrespectful.
Man, like just touching, sometimes he has the keys to my house. And it's usually around right before he goes to the gym. I just knock on the door and open right up and come in. And I've noticed it every time now. And he'll just pace around my dining table. And he'll hold one of the chairs, like the head chair that I usually sit on. He's like, we're over leveraged, man. We're over leveraged, man. You gotta stop. Put that fucking credit card away, man. Just stop, dude. And I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, do you check the accounts? Do you check the bank accounts? I'm like, yeah, I skipped it away. She's like, then you really don't know what we're spending. I'm like, there's money in the account. For me, when there's money in the account, that means we have money. And he's like, no. And I'm like, trust me, dude. Trust me. And then when he really like is on it, respect, bro. Stop touching that credit card. Stop touching the account. And it's literally McDonald's every 2-3 days. Like I got to a point where I can eat every 2-3 days. And I did that for the company to survive.
Yo. That's fire, bro. And it's what got to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By any means necessary.
By any means.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's a short-term sacrifice, too, because you obviously have a long-term vision. And so, like, that obviously has to play some type of
1,000%
role in the decision-making, right? Like, it's only short-term. You guys
It is
know that.
for now.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how the now feels like it's forever.
Right.
Like when you're hungry, you're hungry. It's not going away until you eat.
You know, it's not like that movie. I don't know. Remember that Adam Sandler? What was it called? Click or something like that? Where he had the
Pause,
thing.
rewind, fast forward. Nope. That shit is slow mo when you're hungry.
Yeah.
It drags.
Yeah.
It's crazy. People. That's the problem. People really don't get it. They really don't get it. It looks good. The end looks good. If you're willing to go through
soon,
it.
huh?
Yeah, they don't get it at all. At all. Everyone thinks, oh, you have a business, you got money. Like, no, bro. Like, you got a 9-to-5. Keep that shit. But maybe you don't need to leave your 9-to-5, but just learn where to put your money while you're making that 9-to-5 until you can maybe pull out. And why ever pull out, depending on your situation. I got a couple buddies, bro, you're making $250,000 a year, like working a corporate job. What do you need to open a business for? Just learn how to invest, bro. You're good. You're good. Be grateful. You're good.
Some people really need to understand who they are. Some people are more successful working for others, and some people are more successful working for themselves. You just have to learn who you are. And if you're more successful working for others, he introduced me to a cat not too long ago.
Well, your definition of success, though, is
I can't tell you what your definition is.
exactly.
That's your definition.
That's the difference. It's the
But
definition
the grass
of success.
isn't always greener on the other side.
For sure.
Yeah. He introduced me to a cat not too long ago, becoming really good friends. Homeboy's making $1.5 million a year in salary.
Minimal.
It's like, whoa, okay. So there is salary brackets out there that pay that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to understand your understanding of yourself is, are you going to sacrifice all that to make that a year? Or get my 401, get my benefits, get my bonus, get my corporate credit card.
Sometimes that is the sacrifice. You just got to work, bro. You got to work your 9-to-5. You don't like that shit? Well, fuck it. You got to do it. You just got to do it. And then when you're retired, guess what? Then you can just kind of enjoy that time that you put in. People really think it's, oh yeah, I'm 5-10 years. No, doesn't work like that. You're making X amount of dollars. Be smart, save a little, and invest once a year. Invest however you need to invest. Have that make you money on the side, but don't leave this blessing.
A lot of folks, and also too, and to add to that too, but a lot of folks don't.
Most people don't save.
Most people don't even invest and save, and they're living.
But then, how are they going to succeed on the other side?
Yeah.
Give me $250,000 salary. I'm telling them, hey, bro, I got a 9 to 5 now. Don't call me. I'll get this shit done after.
He won't pay.
Again,
He won't be at the court.
I think the definition of success matters a lot too. Because we Rusty, right?
Yeah.
In the company, he was making over $250,000 as a CFO for GE, General Electric. Had no time with his family, no time with his wife. It hit a point where the next promotion, they called it like the bachelor maker, because like if you were married, you're probably going to end up divorced, right? Because you're married to the job.
Yeah.
And on paper, some people would say, oh man, that's successful. Why would you quit that? You have all the benefits. You have $250,000 a year guaranteed. All you got to do is show up and do some work, But that wasn't at that point of his life, that wasn't success.
Yeah.
Success happened in the roof of his home, you know what I mean? And so he left that. And now, 17 years later, he's doubled. Tripled.
Yeah, tripled.
Yeah.
He's tripled his income in our firm.
But how many
has
years?
all quality of time. 15 years.
15 years. That's number one. And then number two, he didn't just up and leave, right?
Yeah.
He just up and left like that? Bro, that guy's got balls, bro.
But he's at 750 and he'll cross $1 million before the year's over.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's like I
But
said,
has complete control of his time.
I think that's the key
And
to it,
that's
right?
success, for him.
yeah, it's and like I said, it's just really it's taking calculated risk, right?
Exactly.
So it's taking calculated risk. So there's some folks that be like, hey, they're emotional at this job because they have their emotions on high.
Yeah.
And say they do have a family, they do have they have things they need to take care of, and they're making an emotional decision to just leave with no
plan.
With no plan.
Sure.
Right? Very, very, very. I mean, it's probably it's so few people can do something like that and go win on the other side.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's taking that. Depends on what your plan is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why, if somebody does have a job and they do want to be an entrepreneur, it's like, look, there's ways to do it to where you can scale down and scale up.
Exactly.
Scale down and scale up. And figuring out kind of even balance. Though the balance of life is going to be probably insane. You're probably not going to have really any balance for a good while. But it's having that vision.
Sure.
It's knowing exactly what you want on the other side. Some people are just emotional. They don't even really know what they want.
Yeah.
And they leave. They quit their job. I don't like this anymore. And then now you're in the middle of the ocean.
And the funny thing is,
but that's the worst time to make a decision, though, is when you're down.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that is if you really look at what they don't like is structure. But they don't realize the structure is what is going to keep you successful. Right? You know what I mean? Yeah, I might. Like we were talking about, I'll go to the gym, but if I got something to do, man, fuck the gym. I got something to do.
Priorities.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, when we get really busy, bro, I got an hour max and I'm out. You know what I mean? I got to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G today. And it might not be in that order, but it's going to get done. But a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people lack structure. And that's why sometimes a job is okay. I know I'm not trying to promote it.
Yeah, no. You're 100% right, though.
Like
for some
sometimes
people,
you
are
need
workers.
that structure. Because you'll see a lot of people leave their job and the shit just goes down south quick.
I've seen it a good amount of times, man.
And it's okay to say you got a 9 to 5. I mean, I feel like our media and all that, back to all that, it's just killing the idea of making it okay to just work. Like, it's cool. Mm-hmm. You're making money, you're providing, you're good. It's not for everybody.
Well, it's a buzzword. Entrepreneur is a buzzword, right? Like, I don't know if you guys listen to podcasts, but like Gary Vee, he talks about it all the time. Dude, he's one of my favorite because, I just like his delivery. But But he talks about it all the time that like 20 years ago, even 15 years ago, if you were labeled an entrepreneur, like the perception people had was you're just some fat, lazy dude sitting on the couch, like eating Cheetos, you know? Now, all of a sudden, everybody wants to do it. And you see it on almost everybody's bio. Entrepreneur, business owner, self-employed, hustler, right? Like leader, whatever, motivational speaker, like it's all over the place, man. And so it is. I think it is a buzzword, and some people need to stay employees, and you can do it strategically if you want to.
1,000%.
It's actually how I think both Alex and I did it.
Yeah, I mean,
there was a lot of strategy, a lot of planning, a lot of number crunching.
Do we still have like a few more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 things. So basically, what I was looking at as far as my financial freedom. So I would calculate my vision board. I would do the math on it. $2.5 million house. This is the salary or the monthly payment. Private schools, monthly payment. Cars, monthly payment. And I'm saying cars, multiple cars.
My man.
I love cars. That 64 Impala when I was like 18 years old, man. And
Hold up.
yeah, and
Pancake.
there's actually in a music video too, man. So that landscaping, travel, savings, college, boom, 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 and I would add up to about $35,000 to $45,000 a month, give or take, a month
For lifestyle.
for lifestyle. And then it was like, okay, which business? And now, how many locations do I need to have open to draw that amount and yet equal to him? So now I need the company to generate $100,000 a month net in order for both of us to take 50 grand a month. And then I just didn't stop there. That didn't satisfy me. It didn't satisfy me at all. So now then it wasn't greedy, but I want $100,000 a month now. Because now I want to secure my children's future. And then COVID hit and we were like, fuck this. Fuck this. So we're structuring online retail company as well right now. In the future, something happens like this again, we got online sales. We also got into looking into properties overseas, like hotels and stuff like that. So then I'm calculating, and I'm going to need about $250,000 a month coming in. So that means in order for me to take $250,000, he has to take $250,000. So that means $500,000 a year, a month that has to be coming in. Now I'm working towards that goal, and I know I can get it. I know it more than anything right now. I'm very confident.
Back engineering your plan.
Reverse
Yeah.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then when you're starting the company, so somebody that's working a 9 to 5, if you go ahead and quit right now, there's no income. There's no effing income. So basically, whoever's going to want to start needs to keep their job. Ego and pride can kill and destroy.
Sure.
You're going to file a corporation. Once you file a corporation, you're going to wait for it to come in. You're going to need to get yourself a CPA. You're going to need yourself to get you an attorney. You're going to need to do all sorts of things. As you're getting your corporation and your business running, man, you're going to have to figure out new hours. You can either run your company in the afternoon, you're going to run your company at night when everybody's sleeping, and then you're doing your job from 9 to 5. And in between, you're hustling and running your company through your job, because that income needs to put food on the table, pay your bills. Because if you quit it and you're going out there in the corporate world and you're just standing there, you're not going to get money. You're going to spend 10 times more up front before you even see a dollar. So keep that 9 to 5. Work it. Work your way around it. If you're going out with your boys to the club to spit game, you're a fucking idiot. And you'll always be like that
because
for
you
the
can
rest
do
of
it
your life.
online now.
Yeah.
There's Tinder,
But-
kids. No.
Yeah, just swipe left,
kidding,
swipe
yeah.
right. Right?
I'm
No,
kidding.
but you see what I'm saying? So you're on the Xbox. No, man. So you cannot come back and say, "Oh, the white man, this, that," or "I'm victimized." Fuck the bullshit. Stop that bullshit. Do the job. Set yourself up with the company. Get you a CPA. Get you this. Get you this. And there's a lot of tools. If this is a successful talk and we ever come back, and you guys want to specifically talk about how to start up a corporation, how to structure it, we would love to, be reinvited to come
Yeah, I
back.
think it'll be good.
And
absolutely.
yeah, but that's my only advice right now is don't quit, dude. Don't quit. Work. Sleep in the car. Sleep in the car. Don't eat. You don't need to eat at Fat Burger. You don't need to eat at Cheesecake Factory. You don't need to.
Go get a big bag of trail mix from Costco.
Exactly,
Dude, it lasts
man.
for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Get some water, case of water,
Yeah.
freaking trail mix.
Yeah. Yeah. And the journey is one of the greatest rewards. Because when you're seeing that dollar amount come in, damn, dude, you're like, that Ferrari's coming in next month. Yes. Right? But then when you haven't been able to sleep, having issues covering bills, your body's killing you, and you are opening and expanding, and you got to rent a truck at 6 o'clock in the morning and drive over 400 miles to drop something off and pick something up and do all this. Fuck the Ferrari. Fuck the Lambo. Because this ass got me to be like, we're going to get to a point where we're going to hire a full crew and delivery crew. Who gives a shit if we pay another $10,000, $15,000 in delivery? Like, you know what? I was going to save that 15 grand because that's how much the oil change costs on a Ferrari. But fuck it. Fuck the Ferrari. I want my health. I want to be able to hang out with my kids.
Yeah,
I love my
you
kids.
Prioritize time.
Yeah.
When you can leverage other people,
Yeah.
I think that's the best position
Well,
to be.
seasons, it's seasons in life, man. And what it comes down to, you realize, like, when you do, you're calculating the cost of that Ferrari, like, man, hell nah, man, like, hell nah.
Yeah.
That's blood, sweat, tears, all that. You
Sure.
know what I'm saying? It's
Sure.
calculated into that.
Yeah.
And it's a depreciating asset if it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
But, it's realizing that and taking that. When you have to get it out the mud like that, when you are losing sleep, when you aren't eating, the main thing that you want to end up getting is some sleep and probably some food.
Yeah. Simplify,
You know what I'm
right?
saying? And then there's a bigger goal at the end of the day. You have the ultimate vision at the end of the day. It's like, look, that's gonna hamper me.
Sure.
Maybe down the road, maybe eventually. But right now, we have an ultimate mission to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All that other stuff will come. Huh? What does Ed say? He's like, yeah, I got a Ferrari, but I could buy 100 of them before I bought one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the goal is, like I was saying, passive income is.
yeah.
I want to live, whether I'm living or I'm dying. I want money, right? But that money, I just want it to support my lifestyle.
Right.
So if money's not coming in to support it, I don't need it right now. If it supports,
Active, yeah.
look it, buy it. What do I care at that point? It's coming in next month.
Active versus passive,
Yeah.
income, man. And that's, like you said, just talking to a guy today, some real estate agents on his team. They do really good. Like a few of the real estate agents on his team do really good, but they're living off active income.
Yeah.
He's living on passive income.
No residual. Yeah, he has passive.
He's living
Different
on
lifestyle.
passive, a whole different
Yeah.
lifestyle. Those guys are living on active income. They're portraying a certain lifestyle, these things like that. And he's like, he tries to talk to him all the time. It's like, look, man, you're get to the point where you can, live on your passive income, and those luxuries are coming from passive income.
Sure.
And active income, you're investing and putting it in
Live
other
off of
places
the
and
interest.
stuff like that.
Sure.
But, yo, man, today was.
Yeah, we held you guys up.
Yo,
No,
man,
man,
today
that was
was fire, bro. Now, today was Yo, there's so many sound bites and sound clips, bro. Y'all about to be famous, bro.
Blur my voice, blur my face, please.
Man, today I took a lot in, man. 'Cause there was just a lot,
did too.
it just really made me think about, just even about myself, about some people that I know, some conversations that this is going to spark up for some future talks, man. And man, I really appreciate you guys for coming through.
Thank
man.
you for having us.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much. And
We'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
we'll
Love
do
to,
it,
bro.
man.
Love to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go
Have any
hit a
closing
cigar.
remarks? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not hookah. You guys
No,
know-
actually, we have a real estate meeting.
Yeah, we got another meeting to
no,
get to.
not now. But
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought you guys wanted to do it
got
right
a
now.
stick,
Like,
man.
our business partner just on the real estate sector just texted us. He's like all excited because we told him we're coming here. He's like, "Hey, how'd you guys do?" And I'm like, "Good so far. We're still here."
Yeah.
So they haven't kicked us out. And
It's crazy how the time flies, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's when you have really good company. You know what I mean?
Amen.
And
Amen.
you share some form of intellectual, similar views on life. We're not smarter than you. We're not smarter than anybody. We're just two dudes, man. And anybody could be a genius, man. And you just have to implement it in your life. You know,
For sure.
Absolutely.
And, we appreciate it, and to us, this is a wonderful honor to be here. And hopefully, we get to see you guys again.
Definitely,
Absolutely, man.
we'll definitely do it again.
Hey, and you know what? Hey, and if you know a genius, hire them and they can work for you.
Yeah, man.
Hire him, man. If you're not a genius, hire him.
Yeah.
But man, hey, any closing remarks, Thomas?
Nah, brother, I thought that was good. Solid.
Man,
Go.
well, guess
Like,
what,
follow,
man?
share, comment.
Absolutely, man. You already know where to go. Support the No Pressure, No Diamonds podcast. You can definitely go do that. I will be placing a link in the description. You guys can support, whether it's one time or even on a monthly basis, man. We do have that available. Finally, finally live, man. So appreciate it. But man, without no further ado, no pressure.
No diamonds.
Let's get it.